So at RTX, one thing that we did do was we went to the Jeff Williams concert, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I don't know if you caught on the screen here before I opened up Firefox what was on the screen.
No.
All right, Adam doesn't pay attention when I do stuff, but I didn't like. I thought you looked at the screen, but
I did, but I didn't
All right,
notice.
awesome. Well, do you remember what I said we were gonna do? All right, so on the
For the live stream?
this is the live stream.
I mean, for the extra life?
No,
So the thing that you're gonna do on this stream.
Yes.
Where you're gonna play the tones and
play the tones, yeah. So there's a song on the Ruby Volume 1 soundtrack called I Burn. And there's a normal version of the song on the soundtrack, and then there's two different remixes. One of the remixes there's a vocal run toward the middle of the song. There's a vocal run in it, and one of the remixes has that run, the other one doesn't. The one that does have the run is actually modified in the remix so that... Now, I told you... Do you remember what I told you? I told you that the run was a half step lower in the remix. Upon listening to it a lot, I actually found out it's just the first note that's a half step lower. The rest of it's normal. Yeah,
it's just one note.
No, actually, it's the first and third note are the same note, so that's a half step lower. Also, later, the second to last note is the same as the third to last note in the remix, whereas it's not in the normal version. Now, I took that out of the equation to make it less confusing for us here. I took that out of the equation. I didn't include that though.
All right,
I didn't include that in ours. All right, so I actually had Kirsten down here earlier helping with us. So what we're going to do is... I need to back up some more. So we went to the Jeff Williams concert, and in addition to Casey Lee Williams being there was also this new singer who they were touting as a metal singer, but she really wasn't that good of a singer. Like, she really, like, wasn't pitch accurate.
But...
Yeah, she was talking a talk, but she wasn't really walking the walk. So, this other... And I don't remember this other girl's name. Yeah, I just couldn't believe that they had her on stage because, you know, this is a professional thing going on and she just wasn't accurate with the notes she was singing. Now, Adam was saying that he couldn't tell that she was that bad. Was actually how this came up. I was saying I was impressed by Casey Lee Williams. I was expecting Casey to be this bad, but Casey was actually pretty darn good.
I knew, yeah, she was really good.
But then this other girl I thought was pretty bad, but Adam didn't think this other girl was that bad. So one of the things that I noticed this other girl did was they played I Burn, the normal version, at the concert, but when she sang the run, she sang it the remix version where it was a half step down.
That's all she knew.
Well, I don't know why that would be all she knew, but because I'm pretty sure when they did the remix, they did that in post. I don't think they actually had her re-sing it a half step down, but yeah. So I was wondering, did she intentionally do that? Did she intentionally do the remix version, or is she just that bad where she sung the run a half step lower than it was supposed to be? Anyway, since Adam couldn't tell that she was not hitting the correct notes, I wanted to just see if Adam could tell the difference between the normal version and the remix version.
Right.
And we've done things like this before, where I've played things that I've written that were wrong, and then you couldn't figure out where the wrong part was.
Yeah, no,
until I pointed out to you. But I had Kirsten down here earlier, and she helped me figure out which of these I need to mute the stream.
I just smooth over it.
Yeah. Anyway, so I had Kirsten down here. What I did was I was going to play the normal. Remember what I called it? One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah.
And that's I wrote the acronym for that in the folder. One of these things is not like the other. So I was going to play one of the versions twice and the other version once, and see if Adam could pick out which one was the remix. I was going to play the normal one twice and the remix once. The thing is, you can actually tell which one's the remix because it's a remix. So, hang on. Adam, stop laughing at how I'm talking. So, the original version is a rock song. It's got electric guitar in the background. The remix has synthesizers in the background.
Oh.
So, you can tell that it's the remix because it's got different instrumentation. So, I put it through... what I was going to do is at first, you can see, I took them down a half step. I took them up a whole step. I was just changing the pitch of them to make, because I thought you might be able to recognize them based on the key that they're in, even though they're both in the same key. They're in the key of C sharp minor, in case you're wondering.
Yep.
And, but since I realized you can tell which one's which by the instrumentation, I ended up doing some distortion in Audacity.
Distortion?
I distorted them to make them sound more similar to each other. Now, this was where Kirsten came in. I was having her listen to them, and I was having her tell me which ones sounded the most similar, which ones she could still tell the difference in the run between. So, here's the first one that we did. And actually, I'm going to need you to turn away, because you can't see the file names that I click on. You don't have to, like, look. All right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up random.org, and I'm going to... use random.org to figure out if I'm going to play the remix or the normal version first. So random. You just look away.
I'm looking away.
All right. All right. So I figured out which one I'm going to play first.
All right.
Now, this was for this first set that we're going to play. The effect that I did for these in Audacity is I did the reverb effect, and then I only kept the wet output. I got rid of the dry output, which means it's only the echo itself that you're hearing, not the original. So here is option number 1, and I don't know how loud this is going to be, so...
This sounds awful.
Should I turn it up?
Yeah.
Do you want me to turn it up? All right. Now, before we play that again, once again, this is option number 1 that you're listening to right now. Before I play this again, I will tell you I added a few bars in before the run because you need to be able to hear the key. That's to center your key.
Okay.
So that you can tell the run, because you can't tell that it's out of key if that's the first thing you hear. All right. Alright, so that was option number 1.
Okay.
Here is option number 2.
Still awful. Okay.
Still, yes, I ran them through an echo filter, so they sound echoey. Alright, so you can look again. Now, which one, option 1 or option 2, which one was the normal version of the run?
Probably option 1, I think.
Okay, and you think that option number 2 was the remix?
Yeah.
That is incorrect.
What?
Option number 1 was the remix.
But the option number 2 was more... Yeah.
It's more what?
I don't know. It sounded like it had more notes in it.
All right, we're gonna play it again. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do a different. That was kind of hard to hear because it was the reverb. This next one, what I did was I ran an equalizer effect. Now, do you know what that does?
It equalizes them, makes some.
Well, all right. So,
I don't know.
if you look at audio waves in a song, the audio waves go up and down, based on the volume. So the equalizer makes all of it the same volume.
Right.
So
okay.
it distorts it a bit and makes it sound like it's coming through a really crappy radio. All right.
All right.
It's compression is what some people... It's compressing it. So I'm going to open up random.org one more time. Look away. Random.org. So we got... Okay. Tell me which one I'm going to do first. All right. I know which one I'm going to do first. All right. So here is the option number 1 once again for this new set. And I'm going to turn it down a little bit because I'll keep it high up. I was going to turn it down because it was too easy, but you got it wrong the first time. All right, option number 1. All right. Did you get a good hearing of that one?
I think I got it.
All right, and then here is option number 2.
Okay, now if we're going by what it went by last time, I know what I would have picked. I was wrong the last time, so I'm gonna go with it in reverse and say the original was the second one again.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it just sounded like there's extra notes in it though. Like it's different than what you said.
What are you talking about?
It sounds like there's more notes in
There's
it.
no more. There's less.
Are you serious?
Hang on. Okay, so now we're gonna do the same thing. All right. At this point, we're gonna drop the game. I'm just gonna play the normal versions. Actually, no. We're gonna play the game one more time.
All right.
Just to see. These are the normal versions. Now let's get to the root of the problem here. I'm gonna open up random.org for a third time. I'm gonna figure out which one I'm gonna play first. Random.
I figured the remix would be the one that sounds more like remixy. No, the one that I thought was the.
We're not going off of instrumentation. I wanted you to guess based on the run, the key of the run.
Yeah. Oh.
So the second one I think you got based on the instrumentation, right? You got based on the background. As you call it, the score, even though that's wrong.
It was the beat.
Yeah, the beat. Yeah, but that's not what I wanted you to pay attention to. We were talking about the ending, the run.
Well, I could tell the notes were different, but...
Alright, I got the one I'm going to play first.
But am I listening to the singing or the background?
Well, the run is her singing.
Oh, so you're listening to her singing?
Alright. Everyone rewind your podcasts because I started this segment with, so in the song I Burn, there's a vocal run. And we were talking about how the lady sung it wrong at the concert.
Shoot.
Okay. Figure out which ones freaking... Alright, no. Alright, this one, I'm not asking you which one's the remix and which one's the normal. I'm asking you which one of these runs is in key and which one's out of key, alright?
Okay.
Just listen to the run at the end, the vocals at the end. Tell me which one's in key.
Right.
Option 1. Alright, before we move on to the next one, did that sound in key or out of key to you?
That sounded pretty in key.
Alright, now let's listen to this one. Alright, now did that sound in key or out of key to you?
I mean, it sounded like it faded out a little bit, but it sounded in key.
What do you mean faded out?
You know, it sounded, her voice got more ghosty at the end. Better than that,
I'm talking about key.
Yeah, it sounded in key.
Alright.
The first one sounded more in key.
Okay. Yeah, the first one was the original that time.
But I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference if you don't, like, tell me they're different. I guarantee you.
Yeah, that was the problem. Just to go a little bit deeper, we're done with the game now, but I actually went into MuseScore, and I typed up just a simple arrangement of both of these so that we can take a look at exactly what the difference is. So this is the original version that we're going to play first, and once again I included this first part just to get myself into key when I was writing it. Alright, so that was the original. And by the way, I'm not sure if my chords were correct. I'm pretty sure they were, but I had to go back and change them a couple times, so I don't know. So that was the original. And then the remix version, which once again isn't as different as I thought it was.
That just sounded really bad.
You could tell the difference that time though, right?
It sounded awful.
It sounded awful? That's how it is in the remix.
Really?
Yeah, you just can't tell because it's all hyped up with instruments in the background, but that's exactly the notes.
Why do they do that?
Why do they do that? To make it sound more, I don't know, just to make it sound clashy, to make it sound different. That's exactly how it was. Listen very closely, and here's the original version of the remix. This is like the untouched version of the remix.
That didn't sound bad. Like, I couldn't get that awfulness in the song.
That I get.
I thought it sounded good in the
It's supposed to
song.
be.
Like, with her singing.
It's supposed to be that. But then you get.
But that didn't sound bad either.
What are you talking? Alright, let's play the remix again. And...
Okay, it sounds bad when you play like from the start.
Yeah,
from the thing before.
So now
but
do you
just that
understand
one.
why I included that though?
Yeah.
because that's finding your key is why I put the stuff in front of it, because you can tell that that's out of key after you hear the first part.
Yeah.
That's why I did that. So you can tell that that's a half step. See, it's supposed to be that, and then it's that.
Yeah.
And what they actually did in the song, when I was going through this, I was like, that's weird. It's G natural, and then that's a G sharp, how it is in the original. But actually what they did in the song was they did this, where it was, they just skipped the G in the remix.
Oh.
Did you catch that?
Nope.
I
don't know what my notes are anyways.
You don't need to know the names of the notes, but... Did you catch that bother and were both the same note in that one?
No.
Alright, the syllables bother and.
Okay.
The bother and were the same note.
I guess.
If we listen to the original...
Oh.
Did you hear how the and was lower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I actually
Got
didn't
it.
do that in here because it made it more obvious. Yeah, obviously, if those two are the same note, then you know it's the remix. But yeah, the if it was keeping, then it with the G natural thing, you can tell that's off. So they didn't want to do that, so they just took it up to A and held that. But yeah, at the concert, she sung it, and I actually looked up. Somebody recorded obviously the concert and put it on YouTube, like bits and pieces of it. I actually looked up this song to make sure that she did that, and I wasn't crazy, and she totally did. She sung it.
But you
like
just
that.
noticed it like at the concert.
Yes, I noticed that at the concert because I was talking to you on the way out about it.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
But yeah, that's why I spent some time doing that today, just because I needed a break from the the website work, and I was like, let's do music stuff. So I hopped into MuseScore. But yeah, do you hear the difference now that we've done an analysis of it?
No, it's still not in the song, like when she's singing. In this I can, but not when she's singing.
Yeah. We're trying, I don't know, listen really closely. So the original.
Okay, I guess I noticed the difference, but I don't think one's any worse than the other. I kind of like the remix, actually.
Yeah, you like the remix?
Yeah.
They did too, that's why they changed it. That's why I was thinking maybe they did that intentionally. If they just liked the way it turned out in the remix better, they might have told her, sing this note, a G natural instead of a G sharp. I wasn't sure if the person singing it messed up. I just knew they sung it like it was the remix. That was all I was saying.
Oh.
Alright, so that was just a time filler. Since we didn't have anything to talk about this week, I decided to play that little music game. See, I did a bunch of other stuff, too, like taking it, like I said, up and down pitches, but that didn't really help our cause, so... So yeah, that's that. Alright, that's the music game for this week.
Yay.
Good job, Adam. Not really... You got, like, 1 out of the 3, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Good there. Good on ya. What was I? Oh. So anything else? What else did you do this week?